I'm Billy, and hello, RedEye. I'm Billy, and I am working on American Mixtape.
Hi, I'm Julie Nichols. I'm also working on American Mixtape as the musical director.
So guys, I was lucky enough to see your show last week. Awesome job of just everything. And so just talk to me a little bit about how this started, how American Mixtape came about, and transitioning from other shows that you guys have done.
Well, actually, it started on the road. We were in Portland, Oregon. I was playing a music gig, and Julie was
just there for the ride.
Julie was just hanging out, just along for the ride.
Yeah.
Groupie.
Yeah, and we were in the band van headed from Seattle to Portland, and we were talking about, Julie's had been music director here at Second City for a long time, and I direct a lot of shows, and we both play music, together and outside in the city of Chicago, and we were thinking about, what if we did an all music show? What if we took, some of our favorite Second City songs and a lot of the stuff that Julie's done? Because the thing is you can't really see this stuff if it's not like it's on YouTube or anything.
Right.
So when a Second City scene is retired, it kind of disappears.
It does.
So we were like, what if we took our favorite songs and just put them together in like a mixtape?
Yeah.
And that's how the show first started. We then went ahead and wrote some new stuff because we got inspired, but.
Yeah, once we realized that we could maybe pull off doing a whole show that's only music,
it
was like, oh, well then we can write new things, we can do old things, we can do silent scenes, we can do, this whole new palette of things opened up.
Absolutely. And I think the thing that stood out so much to me was, obviously the music is so phenomenal. It's so fun to see you over there, kind of leading this, but 4 players only.
Yeah.
Was that a decision that was made based on anything specifically?
It was a decision made that we just wanted
really good people who could do, everything. And we're asking a lot. We're asking these folks to be phenomenally funny, to be a good improviser, to be a great singer. And there's a ton of movement. There's a ton of movement in the show. So it's like, it takes a special brand of person to fulfill all those things. So we were like, let's just kind of start with 4 people. And then once we found 4 people who were able to do the show, because Second City cast are traditionally 6 people.
Right. And
we found 4 people, and we were like, these people are all so great. We kind of covered a lot of ground here. Maybe we just try it with 4 and, keep people. I mean, almost everybody's in every scene all the time.
Definitely.
They're pretty tired out, but they're all such phenomenal performers. They're all from, and we also got people who weren't just from our Second City world. A lot of folks come from a theatrical background or music background for this show, so that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, we never got up to the 6. We got the 4 people we wanted, and we're like, let's just start.
It's like, hey, we can
start here.
That's funny.
It's tough though, man. They're on stage, running around.
Oh, I know.
Singing.
They're over there, walking over the
running around
tables.
They're busting tables. We have them doing jobs.
They do.
They need more money.
Yeah, you gotta.
It's
tough
like
to make a buck out there.
Right. So talk about this cast specifically with some of the names that people will see if they come out and see American Mixtape. What makes these individual players so great at what they do?
Well, Travis Turner is an unbelievable, wonderful actor, great theater person. We did a show. In Washington together, and he is newer to the improvisation world, but he's a lights out improviser.
He's such the leader, I think, of the show too. He really kind of controls the pace a little bit, I think.
He does. Early on, we found that a specific character he was doing really embodied what the show is about, and so he's become kind of the ringleader. So he's a phenomenal singer and just a phenomenal, also a phenomenal, I don't know what you would call it, but he's a real good dancer.
Yeah.
He's a great dancer. He can groove.
He has good control of his body,
groove,
whatever he needs to do.
What we're trying to say.
I think it's just that he's a good dancer.
Yeah. I think we can sum it up.
He's a dancer.
Yeah.
Sounds sexier if you say groove. He's got the groove.
Yeah. Travis got his groove back.
You want to take one?
He never lost.
He never lost.
Kate Lambert's probably one of the funniest people
She's great.
In our building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can just put her up on stage, and it's funny.
And I first saw her in Let Them Eat Chaos, which you also.
Yeah, I did the music, and I musical directed that show, and then she was a permanent understudy for Holly Laurent when she left, and so I got to spend several months with her on main stage, and as soon as we could, I was like, get her for this show.
It's one of those things, I think, as soon as she opens her mouth, not only singing, but she has such a control of so much. I mean, she's so talented.
She is, and she's so diverse because she can play really sweet and demure. She can play like cuttingly, deadpan, dark, funny.
She can say a lot of mean things, and the audience will still like her.
Oh, I think so.
The audience really roots for her.
They do.
And that's what we're learning about her.
Yeah.
Who else do we have? We have Joey Bland, who's like just a incredible improviser and actor, and he's been in the improv scene and in Second City for so long.
Right.
And I had the pleasure of touring with him back a long time ago. I don't even know when it was.
Both of us worked with him on tour with the Second City Touring Company.
Yeah.
And he goes on tour now a lot with Improvised Shakespeare, which is a phenomenal company.
Yeah. I saw their show as well, so it's fun to see kind of how someone can transition from something like that to doing this.
Yeah.
We did the lyric opera show together, so he's very much a singer. He is also one of the most talented people in the city, both in his improvisation, his comedic skills, his movement skills, and he can carry a tune real well too.
Right.
So and he was actually he did Rob Blagojevich Superstar years ago when they did that, and he carried that show really well. And also from the lyric opera is Molly Brennan, who is a completely different force of nature.
She is.
She's from she has Barrel of Monkeys and 500 Clown. And we worked on the lyric show together, but she brings a totally different energy, and
she brings the yoga style into the show. Very flexible human being.
super movement based, but also she is very outspoken. It's really important with satire, especially here, that everybody has a point of view that they come from.
Right.
And one of the great things about working with Molly is she has a strong viewpoint. She's not up here just getting laughs. She has something that she has something to say at any moment, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Julie, I think it's so fun to watch, the music come together, but so much I don't think people realize is the improv that you have to kind of show with music. Of if the cast is doing an improv scene, for example, you kind of come in with certain things with music, and that really is a punchline I don't think a lot of people realize unless they kind of study the art of improv. Is that something that is fun for you to continue to develop with different troupes that you perform with and really coming in? Just talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. It's so fun. I feel like it's something that you learn so much more just the more you do it, and also the more people you do it with. So when I was on this last show that I did on Main Stage Let Them Eat Chaos, it ran for 9 months or something like that. They normally, most of the shows I did ran for about 9 months. And so you have 9 months to work with 6 people, and we just start to really know the ins and outs of each other, and where do they typically go, and I can almost read their bodies and read their faces. And so that's the part for me that's the most fun, because it keeps evolving.
It does.
And and I come from a jazz background, and so I grew up and studied playing jazz with musicians, and we kind of learn to read each other and what musical move are they going to make.
Yeah.
And now it's I'm trying to read what sort of verbal move they're going to make or physical move they're going to make. So it's a lot of crossover, and it's something that not being really a theater person, it was a learning curve to figure out what are the rules of improv? Where does this coming from? And I'm still learning about this. Sometimes they say stuff in rehearsal. I'm like, is that a rule?
Yeah.
Should I know that? Okay.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, because I'll bring my own rules to it, but it's cool. It's real fun.
Yeah, and the couple, I'm sure you guys were talking a little bit about skits that don't get retired necessarily because they're brought in by other groups now doing them. There's the super cute song. There's the laundry sketch that we saw, that we saw Clown Car do. Is it tough to bring those into new groups to do them? What is that process?
No, it's really it's like any theatrical thing is if you were to do Death of a Salesman.
Right.
It's exciting for me to direct, somebody else's work.
Yeah.
So, for instance, for instance, Laundry, which is the name we call a scene that recently played in the ETC, is just a piece that I absolutely love.
Yeah,
and then I got to work in this cast and find some new jokes within it and find some new blocking and movement and lighting. So from my standpoint, it's like, you know, it's just like doing a great play that you really enjoyed. You know, basically, with this, all the scenes that are in the show are things that I really had an interest in directing or wanted to do a different take on, and you had an interesting idea musically where it's like, we love it and we want to kind of see where it lives, you know, in 2014, you know.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, I've never gotten a chance to dive back into these songs. Like, one of the songs we're doing is a song I wrote for, spoiler alert, Everybody Dies, which was 2010, and like haven't touched it since then.
Yeah.
And it was a man, Tim Mason, who sang it, and now we have a woman, Kate Lambert, doing it in this completely reimagined way.
Yeah.
And it gave me a chance to like go in and add different, you know, chord changes, and some of the songs have different harmonies and different parts, and that was super thrilling because it's so fun to write new material, and I love doing that. But this was equally as fun to go in and reinvent this old stuff.
Yeah.
With like 4 great singers.
You know, I think that so many people, once Chicago summer kind of rolls around, we'll have the spring coming, we'll have the summer, and you're going to get a lot more, you know, tourists and things like that. But I think what's cool about American Mixtape is now you can have people that have seen these other shows come back and see this performance. And like you said, it's going to kind of create that spark of, I've kind of seen this, but it's a little different now. I like that I can see a different cast do it. Is that really what's so fun for you guys? Like, what's kind of the call out to people of why is this show so fun? Why would somebody come see it specifically?
I think this show is pure energy in a way that I haven't seen a show be before. There's something about it being 4 actors and not 6, and that they are like sprinting around and jumping and dancing and singing and belting, and it's like, it's really a nonstop show.
Yeah.
And it's dark and it's weird and it's like, it really, to me, it just feels like it just goes.
Yeah.
And like that, to me, that's like the main, such a huge draw of seeing this show.
Mm-hmm. And it's fun to see, you know, the word mixtape is, you kind of get that, okay, you're putting music together and maybe it's from the 90s or the past or whatever it is, but there's something that Second City and, you know, Up Comedy Club, constantly any show you really see on this stage is, it's great for millennials and it's great for people who understand the missed romances and like the jokes about dating apps and like all these things that you see brought into the show.
Yeah.
It's so new and thriving off of that, and I think that that's really brought out in what you guys do.
That's
it's
great.
very well, you know, seen by the audience that, you know, they're very involved. And the other night when I was here, you know, they brought somebody off stage for one of the improv skits, and she wasn't really playing along as much as, you know, the actors.
I know
maybe
when you're-
wanted.
yeah.
And so it's fun. Like every night.
Sometimes
is
those are
different.
the best, though, because
They are.
They're
you
so
know?
much
you never
better.
with live theater, and you know, there's a ton of great television out there, but like, the nice thing about like coming to the theater is you're seeing it happen. You're hearing people's voices right there, and every night, because there's an element of improv, and there's multiple elements of improvisation, you know, in this show, and really all our shows, is every night is a different thing. Every night's a different experience. So yeah, like that show was totally fun, and I walked off stage or talked to the actors afterwards, and like it made it, you know, a whole different
Yeah,
scene.
because then they went and got, I think, her
Yeah.
boyfriend or whatever was for the next thing. So
Yeah,
it
that's
kind of
great.
played off of that very well.
That's great, yeah. So yeah, I love that, and that's just something that you can't get on the computer. You can't get at home. You have
It's
to come
very
out
real.
to the theater
Yeah,
to see.
yeah. There's an element of danger to it,
There's
which
a
is
lot of
really fun.
danger.
Like,
I
it's
love it.
risky.
Oh, as soon as they're like, we're looking for, and then I think a lot of people are like, oh God.
I know,
You
they
what
know,
I mean?
they know it's
Your
coming.
body, you know, like you kind of want to be up there, but at the same time, you know, because it's a big, you know, arena essentially where they're, you
They
know.
run all around, and you're like, oh my God, they could
you
stop
never know.
anywhere.
Yeah.
But if you do get picked for anything, and not a lot of people do, we're very nice to you. Nothing
You guys
bad
are.
Nothing bad's gonna happen.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
play
Just tell a
along.
bunch of jokes, or just stand there. It'll be fine.
You'll be
Yeah.
a hero.
So American Mixtape. So when can we see the show? When is the schedule set up for this spring and summer?
You can see it Thursdays through Sundays. Thursday, 8 p.m., Friday 8 and 11, Saturday 8 and 11, Sunday 7. Through May 4th.
Through May 4th.
Okay.
Through May 4th.
And if
So
you
yeah.
really love it, maybe it'll get extended.
Hey.
You never know.
I don't know.
I think there's a
It's
good
up to you.
hint.
Come
So,
to the show.
Yeah, come see us. Come see
so
us for
Billy,
sure.
Julie, thank you so much for sitting down with me.
Thank you.
American Mixtape, check it out. I promise you will not be disappointed. Thanks, guys, for sitting down with me.
Thank you.
Have a
Thank
good rest
you.
of the day.
You too.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.